Live from Pawtucket, it's a mad show. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Stephen Buckner, joined tonight by my lovely co-host, PJ Pat Tierney. And tonight we're going to talk, we've got sort of a theme tonight.
We're going to go on a journey.
Ocean voyages, yes. So we're going to talk about two movies that feature ocean voyages extensively as part of their plots. First, we're going to talk about the movie that everyone's been talking about for it seems like forever, The Odyssey. And they'll be talking about it, I'm sure, for a little bit longer, too. And then we're going to talk about Disney's newest live-action remake, which I know you were super excited about because you love the animated version so much. But we're going to talk about Moana, which I saw, and Patrick, I'm assuming you did not. So we'll talk about that a little later in the show. But first, we're going to talk about The Odyssey, which feels kind of like the movie equivalent of summer reading, where it's something that you're like assigned to have to go watch in the movie theater.
Except
it's mandatory that you watch it.
Except it's Greek mythology, so it's fun. Like everyone else in the class has to read it too, and now you can show off like that that the Cyclops' name is Polyphemus, and and that you're expecting Circe to do her thing and Calypso and
I actually
everything.
Tried to find my old copy of it, which I couldn't find, but I do have like 2 books on mythology, and I dug those out, and they had accounts of both the Trojan War and Odysseus's voyage, and I was reading that to familiar stuff, because there were certain things after I saw the movie, it's like, some things were changed, and like I don't remember it happening that way in the book, and I went back and...
I had a lot of a general sense, like as soon as, they get to an island and there's sheep there, I'm like, that's Polyphemus' island. Like I knew that right away. And sure enough, there's Polyphemus, although they messed up Polyphemus.
Yeah, well, a lot of it
The suit looked really, really good, and they did a good job making it the horror element and giving him the creepy vibe. But the nobody joke is crucially important.
Yeah, there were some things that it left, and I expected. I think we talked a little about this before the movie came out, where I had said I didn't think Christopher Nolan seemed like the obvious choice to make this movie because he's such a
he plays
a naturalistic.
With time, but Odysseus is also remembering things, and so he was able to play with time that way, like have it be that non-linear storytelling that he likes.
But the original story is non-linear too,
right?
Which I wasn't, because that was one of the things I immediately thought of, because it starts off with him with Calypso, and I'm like, wait a minute, Calypso's like at the end of the story, isn't she?
Yeah.
And then I had to go back and read, and it's like, no, the original starts off with him with Calypso, and he escapes Calypso, and he goes to someone else and starts telling his story, and they sort of frame it a little differently in this, but it's still flashbacks. So, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was definitely good. I would say that, and I'm still making my way through this version of the Odyssey, but there's a version you can find out on YouTube, Epic the Musical. It's a musical version.
I haven't heard of that.
Of the Odyssey, and it does a really good job. It has an animation that goes with it, or you can just find it on Spotify, and it has that same Lin-Manuel Miranda quality, so it almost sounds like a Moana type song, except they're really good. And that I was listening to that, and that's when I'm like, wait a second, they left out the nobody thing, because I left the theater thinking this was a really good interpretation, because it's just another retelling, and every retelling I caught a shark that was 5 feet. No, it was 10 feet. No, it was Jaws himself.
Well, I mean, this itself is a story that's been told and retold for, not just centuries, like thousands.
Except
of
my
years.
nephew, who didn't know it was a book.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a lot of people who are going to see it. But I heard like someone say it's like this is just another retelling of it, because even the book, which is attributed to Homer, and a lot of people say Homer didn't
it's
even
it's
maybe
written
write
down
it all.
centuries centuries after it
And
was
the
orally
movie
told.
almost kind of addresses that. It's like they talk about how there'll be songs about it, and it's like, why songs? It's like, because we'll forget to write. And
But it's very clear in the film that this is every single story that's ever been told. I mean, there's a direct reference to it in The Last Jedi.
is there?
Direct reference. Luke Skywalker says, "What do you expect me to do? Just show up and take on the entire empire by myself with my sword?" That's
I don't
the
see
ending.
a direct reference there.
And it's 3,000 years old. We've had 3,000 years to read the book. No spoilers.
I mean, that's sort of foreshadowing for that movie. But I'm not gonna get into The Last Jedi. But what I was getting to is like Nolan seems like such a makes movies that are even his more fantastic movies like Tenet or something. They're still very grounded in realism. He doesn't do like real fantastic.
And he tried to make it that way. Like he tried to frame
Yeah, like
how,
his Batman movies were grounded
Yeah.
in realism.
and Poseidon doesn't even show up.
Yeah, so for the most part, the gods are absent from this. The only one that actually shows up, and I don't want to reveal too much about, is Athena, who is played by Zendaya. And they refer to the gods a lot, especially Zeus. They refer to
Yeah.
Poseidon. But those gods don't actually show up, and they are part of the original
I
story.
mean, one of the
active
reasons
participants in it.
why Poseidon is angry in this version is because when they bring the horse in to Troy and they bring it to the temple of Athena. And this insults Poseidon in two ways. One, you're using his symbol, because
horse.
his symbol is a horse.
Yeah.
In this trickery and violating the laws of Zeus, and then two, they brought it to the temple of Athena, and Poseidon and Athena do not like each other.
Oh, see, I didn't know that part of it.
So that's how they framed it. But you're supposed to. The only way you would get that is if you had, extra knowledge of the mythology to know that the connection between Poseidon and the horse, and the rivalry between Athena and Poseidon.
Yeah, I would like to see a version where the gods are more prominent in it. And the only one I could think of that might be probably is that way actually, is the TV version.
With Armando Santi back in
yes.
'99.
And I had completely forgotten that existed. I'm certain that I saw it.
I rented that from Blockbuster so
Yeah.
many times.
Did you really? That they had a whole bunch of things like that they did TV miniseries
Merlin.
in the 90s. Yeah. And I had completely forgotten, but so many things are popping up now because of this movie. I saw that pop up. They're showing clips of the movie that I wanted to see that came out. It was either end of last year or beginning of this year, with Ralph Fiennes, called The Return, which is just the end of the story of the Odyssey with his return to Ithaca. And I've seen some clips of that, the scene with him stringing the bow, which
Yeah.
basically is the end.
But my other favorite version is the Wishbone version. In
I haven't seen
the 90s, there was a kids' TV show about reading with a dog that loved reading, and he retold all these classic stories, Ivanhoe, Odyssey, and that is my clearest memories of it is from between that and the Armando Santi version.
I feel like, and I don't remember specifics, but I feel like DuckTales had to have done something with the Odyssey because
Well,
they had
the
a
Simpsons did as well.
I've seen the Simpsons clips, but it's like DuckTales dived into mythology and the classics
Yes.
a lot. And I feel, for some reason in the back of my mind, it's like I know there was something about the Odyssey or DCS, or maybe it was the new version of DuckTales because they had some of the Greek gods in that show. But yeah, it's like you can't escape the Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's something that's referenced and made and remade constantly over the years. So this, I think, is going to be, for quite a while now, in most people's mind, the definitive version. They're going to remember, like the way I forgot what I was gonna use as example, but there's another movie that just came into my mind and immediately left it, which people think of as the Lord of the Rings. People think of the Lord of the Rings
the
movies
Bakshi version as the
Lord of the Rings, but really there's a lot of stuff that's left out of
the Bakshi
those
version.
movies. Oh yeah, that. But this is going to be what most people picture in their mind now when they think of the Odyssey, and I think it's probably going to be that way for the next couple of decades.
And definitely good. I really like the fact that he didn't use CGI. Because then you have things like the Armando Santi version where the CGI just ages terribly.
Yeah, it looks cheesy by today's standards, especially since it was TV CGI. But it hadn't really clicked with me before that Christopher Nolan, I guess, is known for not using CGI and uses practical effects.
And he's a big physical media person, so I'm not that surprised.
But I remember like when he made Inception, and they showed the behind the scenes, the whole thing with the thing twisted. That they were actually doing that. They had a room that they were twisting, and they were actually that wasn't done with any computer imagery. So the scene with her turning the men into pigs, that was all done practically.
Yeah, with like masks and different things.
Yeah, and it's like when I watched that scene, because anyone familiar with the story knows that they're going to get turned into pigs.
Yeah,
so
that's where the phrase "men are pigs" comes from.
Yeah, and you're just thinking like like any other movie where someone gets turned into something, there's going to be a poof, and they do that, or it's going to be like a computer where it just morphs.
Yeah.
Into it or something, or just even a Bewitched thing where it's they stop, take him out, put a pig in, and that just poof. But they did it practically, and it was very reminiscent of An American Werewolf in is it Paris or London? American Werewolf in London, which if you've ever seen that was just like grotesque. The transformation, and that's what this is like. You almost want to like look away from it. So there are a lot of very memorable scenes in it that I think are going to be people's standard for it. And for a movie as long as it was, because I knew it was going to be long, just like Oppenheimer was long, but I didn't feel the length of it as much as I did when I was watching Oppenheimer, because it moves along at a pretty quick pace, and it's episodic because the source material is episodic, so it moves along from this story to that story.
So that the storyteller could tell like one part of it a night. Right?
Yeah.
But the Cersei actress, that was the actress who played Kat Stark's sister, right? With the moon door.
No, she was on what's the show about zombies? Walking Dead. She played the leader of the Whisperers, who I hated her character on that show. I mean, you were meant not to like her, but it's like it's one of those things where it's a character that you hate so much that you hate the actress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now when I see Samantha Morton and things, I'm like, oh, I don't like her.
It's why Imelda Staunton can't play a good guy. Like, no.
Her too. Yeah, so like when she came up as Cersei, it's like, oh, I hate her.
Well, you don't have to like Cersei.
For some reason, I really thought Lupita Nyong'o was playing Cersei, and then they show her and she's playing Helen and Helen's twin sister. And I'm like, oh, she's Helen, then who's Cersei? And then it gets to the scene, it's like, oh, Samantha Morton. A lot of people, I didn't want to really get into this, but a lot of people are like criticizing the casting because...
Which is the insanity of 2026.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, why? Why does she have to have blonde hair?
Oh, Odysseus having blonde hair?
Or like, why does Helen have to have blonde hair? Like,
in
order to, launch 1,000 ships. Why?
But like, he's got like a Southeast Asian as like his second in command. And it's like, I didn't blink twice at it. It's unusual casting, but he's also got an Asian guy his crew too.
Yeah.
And you've got like, Zendaya, who plays Athena, is African American, and I don't know. It's a very diverse cast. It's like I don't think I've ever seen such a diverse cast in a movie because it's very well represented. I mean, John Leguizamo plays a part, and he's Latino.
Yeah.
It's like, but I mean, that's not that unusual because all those areas of Europe, people moved around, and it's not so. I don't think the lines were as
No, we want to pretend
divided
that they were.
as they are now.
Our culture wants to pretend that they were.
Yeah. So I don't know. It didn't bother me at all to see because, when you watch watch anything in the theater, there's always colorblind casting.
Yeah.
And that, going to see shows at Trinity Rep for years, I've gotten used to that. It doesn't bother me if they cast Scrooge with a black man or with a woman. So when they do it in film, it's, people want, I want realism. It's like, but this isn't even a real story. It's fictional. People make the mistake of thinking that it's history, but it's not. It's mythology. I mean, there probably was a Trojan War at some point, but a lot of these things that happened are like stories that were built up around it. Like they're even saying, if there was a Trojan War, there probably wasn't actually a Trojan horse.
And I would even put it past the Greeks to be like, yeah, we tricked the Trojans. We got into their fortress. We built a horse. Yeah, we built a horse.
Because this movie's out and the interest in it is so much, you see a lot of like historians and whatnot coming out. Not historians, but like I don't know what the English equivalent of a historian would be, but people coming out and talking about like the actual historical relevance or what actually happened in that time period. And they're talking about how a lot of historians think that when people talk about the horse, there wasn't actually a horse that soldiers hid in and was brought into the city. They think it was a siege engine, which if you want to know what a siege engine is, anyone who watched Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, where they bring a... Yeah, exactly. That's a siege engine. So they think it was built because siege engines were often built in the shape of an animal, and they thought it was built in the shape of a horse. And another theory that I read, or not read, I heard someone talk about on a reel, but what goes similar to what you were talking about earlier, where they think an earthquake happened during the war, and it destroyed the walls, and the Greeks used that to get in.
And Poseidon is the god of earthquakes and the sea, and the horse is the symbol of Poseidon. So they attributed the earthquake to Poseidon, and in telling the story, they used the symbol of a horse.
And they were saying how, like, when you hear an earthquake, it sounds like the sound of like thousands of horses galloping at you. And there's that connection of Poseidon being the god of horses, which I don't think I knew that. I mean, he's the god of the sea.
God of the sea and horses.
I
father of Cyclopses.
It's like, I guess Poseidon gets around, and the father of Percy Jackson too,
Yep.
which you were talking about before. So I don't know if there's that much more we wanted to talk about the Odyssey.
We can move on to your Moana.
Yeah, it's definite Oscar bait. It's gonna pick up at least a few come Oscar time next year, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be nominated for it. Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland probably. So Moana. So there have been a lot of these Disney live action remakes over. I don't know how long has it been. At least. 17
since
years.
1996.
Well, I don't really count the 101 Dalmatians as part of this trend because I think it really started with
2010,
the Alice in
with Alice in
Wonderland.
Wonderland.
Yeah. And they've just been milking that cow for everything. And they've gotten to the point where, honestly, they've run out of their classics.
Yeah.
to redo. So they're doing a movie which literally only came out 10 years ago.
And then the defenders are like, well, it's not for the grown-ups, it's for the kids. I'm like,
Now,
but.
I went to go see, because I know you don't like Moana. I like Moana. I like the music from Moana. I think, How Far I'll Go is one of the best I Want songs that they've done since what I call the Holy Trinity from the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, Mermaid, Beast, and Aladdin
yes.
are the three best.
Exactly. But that song, I think, holds its own against some of the songs from them.
Go the distance.
But, go the distance. Come on. But this movie is actually, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. But there's almost no reason for it to exist because it is so close to the original.
My friend said that he said it's like the best of the live action remakes.
It's a good version of the movie, and I would put it among the best of them, but not the very best. I still reserve that for the Jungle Book and Cinderella. Yeah. I don't think any have touched those yet. But it's definitely leagues ahead of The Lion King. Mulan was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. I mean, it went beyond.
Did they do the "I'll Make a Man Out of You" song in it?
They didn't do any of the songs in that. It wasn't a musical, I don't think. But the problem with these is you've got to have a reason to remake a movie, any movie, not just a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Any movie. Like, it's going to be a movie that's so old that modern audiences won't relate to it, so you're going to remake it like The Parent Trap. I love the 1960s Parent Trap, but kids...
They're making it a sequel.
Kids today are not going to watch that. They'll watch the Lindsay Lohan one, which now, that's so old, there are probably kids that won't even watch the Lindsay Lohan one, and they'll probably remake it again.
Well, they're making a sequel to Parent Trap.
I'm sure they are, because they'll just make a sequel to anything. But legacy sequels. But I feel like if you're going to take an animated movie and make it live action, you want to do something with it. Just don't say, I'm going to make a live action. Because this kind of feels like the Psycho remake they did, the shot-for-shot Psycho remake, which was pointless. It was just like an exercise in, can we do this?
Yeah, and just put it in color.
Yeah. And, I mean, this is better than that Psycho movie. It's entertaining, and I feel it, sometimes when you're making these animated movies into live action, you lose some of the magic. Like, I liked The Little Mermaid live action, but it was nowhere near the original. It lost a lot in the translation. This, I feel, actually was a good adaptation of that movie. But it's not far enough from the original to warrant it existing.
Yeah.
It's a movie that's either made for people who've never seen the animated one, and if they've never seen the animated one, I don't know why they would start with this one. I mean, this is good. If you watched it having never seen Moana, you'll say, "Oh, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it." But if you've seen the original, this is like, yeah, it's the same movie, but it's live action now. But I will say the actress that they have playing Moana is probably the best casting they've done for going from animated to live action. She looks like the character of Moana. She sounds like her. She does a pretty good job of singing, although she's not quite as good a singer as Ori, whose name I can't say, Ori Caravallo, whatever her name is. But she's still a pretty good singer. She does a decent job with the music. And she has they have good chemistry with the Rock as Maui. They kind of have this mentor-mentee thing going on in it, which I don't know if that really was part of I know he was teaching her to sail in the first movie, but, I think there was a friendship there, but I never really got that, she came to respect him and appreciate what he was teaching her. In this, you kind of feel like there's a stronger relationship in them. Although I may have to go back and watch the animated one. I could be wrong. But it's better than the animated sequel. I will give it that. So like I said, one, it's for people that have never seen the original, or two, it's for people that just really love the first one and just want more Moana content, and they'll watch it and they'll enjoy it. I liked Moana. I won't say that it's one of my all-time favorite Disney movies, but I enjoy it, and I enjoyed this one. So I can't put it down really in any way. I mean, there are Disney remakes that there have been, which are just like,
Lion King.
Lion King. But I mean, even it's leagues ahead of Snow White, which I thought was just okay. Not great in any way. It was definitely lower down the ladder, but it still is not touching those top tier ones. So that's pretty much all I got for Moana. In addition to bringing back The Rock, they also brought back Jermaine Clement.
What about Alan Tudyk? Did he do?
I tried to find his name in the credits at the end because I swear it sounds like it's Alan Tudyk doing Hey Hey. And it's got to be him because it sounds exactly like him.
I mean, if it isn't, it's a wash.
There's a joke that a lot of people are not going to get. So, I'm going to have to check IMDb and see if he's in it because I swear it's him. But like, I was waiting for the credits to get to the part where the names of the actors, and by the time it got to that point, because I was waiting so long, I forgot whose name, which character I was looking for in the credits, and it went by, and by the time it got to like the stunt people, I was like, oh, I was looking for Alan Tudyk. It has to be him. I can't imagine that if they're casting.
And he does so much work for Disney anyway. They probably like, well, it would basically the same dialogue anyway. Can we reuse the same dialogue we pay you for? Can we pay you X amount of dollars to reuse?
They could have just used this stuff from the original. So we've run out of time. We'll be back. We're going to miss a show because of the holiday next month, but we'll be back in 2 weeks after that, so 4 weeks. So we'll talk about the new Spider-Man movie then, which comes out this week, and other good movies come out. Wile E. Coyote cartoon is finally coming out next month. So thank you for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.